was showing your cat explanations like, bro.
It's really stupid.
Another elf.
Do you want to hear about the cat?
One second. No, I don't. But Pro Lyrical said, I said, I'm going to run my room. He's like, I don't think it's going to go so well for you. Thinking that he'd win the poll. And then when he lost the poll, he goes on the, well, it's your people that you know, so it's not a scientifically valid sample. Well, then you should have said that when you said, oh, you didn't think it's going to go your way. Like, maybe you should have said that first rather than the thing where you predicted that you'd win the poll.
Well, my theory is that he was trying to make a joke, but that he's not very funny.
That's pretty long.
Hence the results of the poll. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be able to judge whether or not it's funny.
Yeah, I don't think I see you and him hanging out all that much.
No, he's only in these, like, new atheist hellscapes.
You just think that was CM all day? It's so fun.
Just, like, regurgitate, like, Dillahunty quotes all day.
I did have the displeasure of being exposed to CM for, like, an hour yesterday.
Do you think he's a drunk, Sam? Just be honest. Do you think he's an alcoholic? Like, is he drunk when he's talking?
Yeah. He has a lot of, like, the way he talks and the way he engages with others is, like, really similar to a lot of other people that were drunk all the time on Discord. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, I don't know for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Just the way he talks. Like, who talks like this? Thing that is, you know, the Dirac equation doesn't show that. Like, that's a very strange way of talking.
Unless you're drunk.
Unless you're fucking drunk in it. You want to make an alliance, a deal?
Who have you got blocked?
I've got Hyper blocked.
That's the problem. What?
I don't know.
Yeah, you see, we've got too many mutual friends that we hate. It's not going to work. We're just going to have to, be secret friends. Sorry.
All right.
We're not like the worst people, and you probably think I do. So kind of soft.
Yeah. Well, I grant you that Daniel Nero is not, virtuous. He's just my friend. I don't know if you.
There's no reason to mob people like that, though. I mean, you could have him as your friend and not, I'm just saying, it's kind of an endorsement of a way that it's not good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that way of looking at it.
I can mod a proxy though that you can secretly control behind the scenes. Yeah, I am diabolical.
No, that sounds pretty interesting. Maybe I'm interested. Okay.
Right.
All right. That's an interesting idea. All right, I'll think on it.
Think on it.
Who was your guys' favorite movies?
Sam Harris.
No, I mean of the people hanging out in these
places. They were like, they talk about the original four. I'm like, I should have said Dennis. Dennis probably cooler.
Like Hitchens is way better than the rest.
Who is?
Hitchens.
Okay, no. We're talking about people here.
Yeah. I think of the new atheist types here, they're all tied for last. I don't like. Doesn't make me happy at all.
Kind of like, it's like James Corden.
I was gonna suggest him because he's just like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't like bullshit. Yeah, but he's not
arrogant something
either.
Else. Yeah, exactly. He'll like be okay. Something like that.
My next one is Zelani.
He's not a new atheist. Come on.
Well, I don't know. Are claims evidence?
Exactly, you don't think they are, so there you go.
Wait, do you not think they are, Zoe?
No, I have a weird analysis of what claims are doing.
Alright. I like Abe, but that's just because he's friendly to me. I don't know if I think his worldview is wrong, but he's nice to me, so that's kind of enough.
He's also a crazy person.
He's crazy? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
he
so deluded.
He
I think that
Who
they're the smartest people in the app. Him and CM.
You think Sienna's
Insane.
smarter than Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, that is... Okay, fair enough. Oh, my God.
James Corletta, Andrew Kiss,
Carlos.
Ooh.
I don't think Carlos counts.
he's in that. He's in.
Alfonso.
Come on, not
Okay, well,
Carlos.
Carlos
If you're gonna throw Carlos in, Carlos is my
He's in the.
He's the goat of
He's
that.
in the purgatory between you atheists, and he's the king of the atheists. Yeah.
But,
It's like when someone's like,
Rap Battle, I mean, he might be in there.
no, he's definitely in there, 100%. But he's so degenerate, just owns the label.
Yeah.
What do you
Judd.
expect from a third?
Judd and Tim, maybe? I don't know if they count.
I mean,
And Judd's in there. It's 100% Tim.
Judd, as in not Jude,
Yeah, not
Yeah.
Jude.
he's a new atheist.
I don't
Yes,
know. It's
Jesus
just, this is a
Christ.
very
Sorta.
loose label for just atheists that are not very interested in philosophy and get off their philosophy.
Yeah,
The
and like
new atheism plus Dillahunty.
I mean,
Like,
if
they
someone like him,
they worship physical evidence and science.
if someone like not Jude counts, I'm gonna pick him because he doesn't he's a pretty reasonable guy who just
Yeah.
doesn't happen to be super informed about philosophical issues or apologetic issues, but he's like always interested in hearing from people, across the spectrum.
I agree.
That's probably
Or
it.
more informed. Like,
But he likes all the
There's nothing-
Bible stuff.
in my opinion, there's just like nothing frustrating about talking to him.
Yeah, him and Tim are pretty
Well, then
fine.
maybe he's the favorite.
Yeah, Tim as well, of course. If you think of
I think Carlos beats Tim and Judd, but
He's alright, the British guy.
yeah, the British guy.
Oh, he's nice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I like him.
I don't know what we're really judging on now, just like whether we like them or.
Whether or not, like, to me, it's like, sure, you can have that as an aspect, but I think about it as like, how bad are they in their new atheism?
Okay.
Like Abe is like obviously Shanita, one of the worst. They're like hyper arrogant, dismissive of all the relevant fields that arbitrate the stuff that they're talking about, etc.
Okay.
For someone like Judd, he's not arrogant. He's not difficult to talk to.
No.
Shanito is it's so insane because he has this like
Stuff. It's just like really annoying. Makes talking to him insufferable.
you guys missed. There was this extremely schizo guy, but like high IQ schizo came on to explain to us like how complicated metaphysics that was completely insane, but he was like good at explaining it. And Nargis of course loved him. Nargis was like, "Oh, I agree with you, except you know, more pageantry than I would have, but in the generality, I agree with you."
Yeah, Bob, he's a fairly remarkable specimen.
You had to see how seriously these fuckers were talking to him.
Nargis loves the crazy. Come on. The more gibberator, the better. She's like,
He was
the
a
big spoon
The
wrapping it
more
up.
vibes, the better.
Tell me more. To everyone else is like, get this guy off the stage. She's like,
She loves all the flowery, poetic
Actually, I used
descriptions.
to.
I bet she liked that Dave Pagan guy. I bet you did. Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Dave the blind
She-
pagan.
You just have to like vaguely
You know,
gesture
Sarah.
at some unified truth for Nargis to be like, oh, yeah.
losers. But this guy was crazy. Like even for my son. Yeah.
You see, you can't have the boot without the foot, but you can't have the foot without the boot. They are an interconnected system that keep you grounded, because literally you're connected to the ground. And see that is the unified system of.
Sorry.
Nargis collects boots. If you guys didn't know that, that's part of the bit.
Tell them what he was saying, the Garrett guy.
Okay, so his whole thing is the world starts with pure freedom is the basis of everything, and then freedom in motion becomes agency, and then he has this thing of agency in motion becomes growth in motion becomes mastery, and then there's joy in motion becomes community, and it's this six-sided star that all connects to itself, and then this six-sided star is this god called Sophia that had to then destroy itself. It wanted to know itself from the outside, and because it was omniscient, it couldn't know itself from the outside because it knows everything. So it had to just destroy itself, split into two, to be able to be seen from the outside, to escape the loneliness that it was experiencing. And then that self-sacrifice was a sort of depiction of what, metaphorically, what Jesus was up to. And then we are all sort of the sparks of this Sophia that has split itself, and that in the splitting of itself, that created time somehow, and that slowly the sparks will come together and they will reunite into the sort of original Sophia, and this will keep happening. True or false, it's true, false, and not true, and not false, and that's he would always phrase everything in terms of this not true. It's
non-existence, not.
Not existence, but not non-existence. You don't say shit like that.
Sounds like John Lewis.
John Lee is not a creative schizo. John Lee is a energy vampire.
John Lee's not creative. Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. He's not creative.
But I found a poem by the guy, the schizo guy, and you would legitimately love it. It was literally fucking. I read it today. I'm not gonna read it now because if I read poetry,
What was the question, Edward? Well, what do you mean, born the same? What does that mean?
That's what that means. But our skill set and our discipline are all self-imposed, right? If I discipline myself to be the best I can be, someone else may not want to.
Well, everybody knows that life is this multi-factor, multivariable input into your experience, aka your identity. But what we have individuals doing is they're using racial identity politics to project their political position, but it's global and it's domestic or it's local. But really, my complaint is that people who are complaining is that they're not doing any personal development work, which is education. And if you don't frame things academically for people, then they will just frame everything politically. So I am interested in personal development and education, public speaking, enlightenment like our founders. And unfortunately, many of the people at the further end of the spectrum from the founders that you hear on this app are so far away from enlightened type of thinking. We're dealing with unhappy people because they're not flying around like angels. They are on this app creating drama because they're dramatists. And in my opinion, you're a sucker for it. Guys like Coco or Dr. Adams or anybody on this app that puts on a voice. My point, stupid. That person's stupid point, Cappuccino, who says you should stick a Carmelo Anthony knife in people's colonialist, settler, Zionist, apartheid, slave, structural. So we're dealing with really dramatists. Bima is a dramatist. She comes on here and she says everything is racist, and she's living with.
I know. Can you do me a favor? I have a question. Can you do me a favor? Hear me? Awesome. Okay, this is my favor. Could we not bring people who are currently not in the room into our conversation? Because we're trying to stay focused on the dialogue that we're having. We don't need to talk about people who are not here. I think this is very important for all of us, okay? So if you want to make a point, just make a point about the subject, not about what other people, how they're acting. And I agree with you 100%. It's all problem. But my question is,
I am a user. We're all like nodes. So I listen to a lot of music and audiobooks, and I read books. Because if this is your major source of entertainment and content, you are literally putting neurolinguistic programs into your mind of what I would call damaged, uneducated, highly politically, ideologically people. And that's just what it is. So, it is character development, but in my opinion, I'm not talking about people in other rooms, but there's just nobody here doing real character development, and they haven't had good character development in their past. So it's just like a drama creation app. I wouldn't take it seriously because it's a very small segment of the population is even interested in using a free phone call conference app. The whole thing is free. But this app is going away, and these people will go away, and their self-importance will disappear.
I understand. One more time. Listen, whether the app goes there or not right now, we have 10 people here, right? And these 10 people want to have a conversation around real level of
Timothy would get it done. If you used to talk about this, there's it's like at the beginning of the game, you play through like the tutorial dungeon or whatever, okay? And there's like an unkillable NPC that's called I guess the name that's given to it as a meme is it says like Godric Soldier, but everybody calls him Rick, Soldier of God. And so yeah,
This is really deep. Very deep.
Multi-layered.
You're saying that Bob is a unkillable pro-Andrew NPC?
truly.
Wow, that's a little harsh.
I wasn't even talking about Andrew. A bit complimentary at the same time.
Yeah, unkillable, I suppose is.
I don't agree. I think Sully is in fact the person with Andrew derangement syndrome.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, but that's what Trump's trying to say about people that hate Trump, right?
No,
So that's actually,
no, it's the other way around. No, it's the other way around.
That's not.
Yes, it is, because the Trumpers were the first people to call other people to have Trump derangement syndrome.
Yes.
And then the liberals said, no, Sully accused me, not the other way around. Fucking idiot.
He didn't accuse you of having Andrew derangement.
Yes.
He said you were.
Oh my god. He said I have the mind virus, and I just, for jocularity, called it Andrew derangement syndrome, but it targets the same concept. Jesus.
You're getting completely obliterated and walked through the mental needs.
Yeah, but
like a chair, the dialectical dungeon.
To defend someone by saying you have Andrew derangement syndrome does sound like something a Trumper would say about Trump ops.
Yes,
you did a reversal or something.
I'm saying, well, actually, it's you. Yes, which is what the liberals do to the Trumpers. There you go.
Saying, no, leave Andrew alone. You know.
Oh shit.
I didn't say anything.
The relationship cannot be.
That's why you have.
Oh, you were like immediately as soon as they started talking, you're like, oh, here comes another one of these anti-Andrew crazy, you know.
Yes, Andrew derangement syndrome.
He thinks being opposed to Andrew is like the problem. Yeah. You think
I think you guys exaggerate your Andrew hate like this, like insane.
That's why you have the syndrome.
Alright, so I'm not.
I mean, I'm not in a position to not call out Andrew. Like I call out Andrew all the time. I call his position insane. I guess I argue against it vehemently. But then what you do, Sully, is that you do like what's like a I don't know what you call it. You smell every time you smell any sort of Andrew blood, you attack, and I think that's the derangement syndrome.
Andrew's bleeding all over the place all the time.
So that's what I disagree with. Disagree with you. That's
You disagree with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You disagree that Andrew is like a cringe lord and like is incredibly goofy and like basically
he's goofy.
He's good at,
like I think
good at pulling the crowd
exaggerate.
Other than
you exaggerate
pulling the crowd together, he's like a complete moron and annoying.
Like this is where you completely lose everyone in the audience.
No, I don't, Siwa. You are the one losing people, man.
Sam,
He's a crazy jackass.
Okay, let's see this. Let's test this out.
He's dumb. He's cringe. He's crazy. Horrible taste.
Let's do this.
Totally unaware of himself.
Okay. Do you think Sam? Do you think Andrew is like a complete fucking dumbass retard?
No.
Okay, Mark, do you think so?
Sorry, what was the question?
Do you think Andrew is just a complete cringe lord retard dumbass?
I mean, I think.
Melis, do you think so?
I think.
I don't understand why these things. Why are you asking these people?
Because I said you lose the room. Because I said you lost the room. Like you lost.
These people are just like.
I'm polling.
These are some of
the next code. The next code.
He's a retard.
The next code. I think
you're just asking people who are like buddy with Andrew. They don't want to be caught saying this about Andrew. It's like,
But most people do think he's.
I think they would say it if they felt it. Like I don't think Mark or Sam are the kind of people who just like hold back diplomatic.
He is a little
I
retard.
think Mark holds back diplomatically. I think I don't. I think I'm pretty undiplomatic.
I think Mark's a very confident no, and I think he would have like made some sort of joke while that ultimately in a funny way betrayed his actual opinions.
My note tempered in that he does sometimes behave in cringy ways. Like he's very easy to work up, and like and then he gets like locked into that mental state where it's just like constant screaming. But
I agree.
He's not just that.
I want to talk about the derangement symptoms of people in this room. So Lenny has Ethan derangement syndrome. I would say syndrome.
Oh yeah, both. Yeah.
Nargis has
all three.
Mikhail derangement syndrome, but it's not the way he usually like. In the fact that she likes him is the derangement.
Yeah, that's the derangement.
Yeah.
They can't use it like that because that's just muddying waters.
Alright, fine. She doesn't have it. Alright, she likes everyone, so she doesn't have derangement syndrome towards anyone. He's Andrew, obviously. Bob. Is there someone that you just unique? Converse is Abe, clearly.
Yeah.
Just derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
No, it's also Converse is also Tom Rabbit and
No, that's justified.
Jack.
maybe Justified, but
Oh wait, can it not? The whole point is it's not.
If it's justified, then it's not a derangement.
Yeah, no.
but you can still be like massively like focused, like
That's like
someone.
completely
And then it's
appropriate
justified.
attitude syndrome.
Millith, you're pretty even kill, Millith. Bob, you're also even kill.
I don't think so.
Does Deepak have a derangement syndrome? I thought Deepak getting really mad at this random Indian guy, and I wonder if that's like, he gets like
Other Indians?
yeah, I wonder if he was like an Indian to really, I'm just an Indian around here, motherfucker. Like, you must be new here. I'm the motherfucking Indian in this fucking block, bitch. You think
There's only one allowed. There's Mario and Hans also drives me up fucking wall. It's too.
But it can't just be people you dislike who annoy you. There has to be like some
uniquely, you have a hyper, over-exaggerated.
like it skews your judgment and like.
Well, I just think of it as like an obsession, like bordering on like insanity.
Oh.
No, it's not that strong. I don't
Would you say I have the Piper derangement syndrome? Is that my main?
Do you? I mean, how much do you think about it? Like, or is it just a kind of dislike? Like, don't want them around.
They can't share the same space. They're
You
like
know how long this has been going on for?
they're like cats and
how
dogs.
long?
It's too bad. Yeah.
But you guys do have to understand that like Piper's the one that always starts it. So that's like you have to understand that that's.
Well, then maybe she's got beef derangement syndrome.
Yeah, well, that's facts.
What an adult thing to say, beef.
Nice.
I think who started it is a very adult. Like if you hit me with your car and I go, he started it. The judge is not gonna be like, oh, so childish to point out who's the one.
Let's say someone hits you with your car, it doesn't mean you get to like hit them with your car back.
Yeah, but you get to sue them.
That's the like who started it shit, right? Like
you get to retaliate by suing them. So if I could
but the
sue
whole point
Piper,
is,
I
the
would.
whole point is that like let's just fucking see that she starts it, but then you go crazy, right? Fly off the handle and do something that's like completely like immoral, like calling her like a not a woman or like not feminine or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, if I could go to the authorities and then there was an authority with a monopoly of violence that I could take like my claims to, I would not have to go crazy. But it turns out like there's none of this. So when
Could just be adults, just like kind of ignore each other a little bit.
I'm for a mutual ignoring, but I don't think Piper can handle the mutual ignoring.
Oh, I guess I'm late to the party.
Yeah, everyone's tried.
And it's just like, no, I'm not doing that.
When she said everyone is trying.
Then want to cooperate.
I tried.
When did you try? Recently or?
A while back.
Okay. What was it? Just like no.
No, the thing is like they both have like I don't know like short tempers. I would say.
Yeah.
Like beef will just start seeing red, and he just like will not stop. Like,
right.
So it's like I don't know. Just they're both completely unreasonable.
I can see that. Yeah, it's intransigent. Wow. It's too bad.
It turns out what happens when you get an immovable object in an unstoppable force or whatever is they just avoid each other.
They block each other.
Yeah.
Bill,
That's the answer to the philosophical question. They just mutually block.
I think Bill has Sasha derangement syndrome. Who else does Bill like hate?
Bill really hates Whitney.
A lot of people have Sasha derangement.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true. But no, there was someone he called like more vile than Sasha the other day. I'm trying to remember who it was.
It was Andrew.
Oh,
all right.
Come on. That's crazy.
I did, but I added to it. I said the last 48 hours.
I mean, I'm not.
Like Andrew threatened to cut someone's genitals off.
Oh, come on.
It's just like stupid shit.
He wanted to use words against someone.
Oh, come on.
He called.
Bill, wait, like, have you not hear Sasha say stuff about, like, people dying in horrible deaths? Like, she makes, like, such comments when she's, like, disparaging someone. Like, a random person will come,
Andrew.
like, yeah, she does, like,
Obviously, Sasha is worse than Andrew. I admit that.
Yeah, okay.
I think Jane has Andrew derangement syndrome.
Oh yeah,
we just a counterpoint on the last one. Like, does Andrew's support of the genocide in the Bible count?
What do you mean?
Great.
How much
How
does
does
that
it what?
count for
What is
you?
it? We're talking about derangement syndrome. What is it supposed to be doing?
Well, like there was now a mini topic of his Sasha worse than Andrew, like, and and I'm saying like Andrew does actually support like all these genocides.
Yeah, Andrew's crazy. He's a crazy motherfucker. When it comes to those things, he just has he doesn't think.
I'm not sure how to gauge that.
Okay, so he's trying to say that Andrew has major derangement when it comes to freaking.
Like I find it difficult to quantify when religious people say stuff like, well, God is all just and he can take life. And it's like, how do I went to heaven and blah.
Yeah. Yesterday, the Muslims were doing that.
Like,
It gives that
it's crazy. Don't get me wrong, it is crazy, but it's like a different crazy.
Yeah.
It's not like a Jeffrey Dahmer type of crazy.
No, yeah.
Like pure malice.
Exactly. He still sends you to heaven, even though the kids were innocent, blah, blah. So it's good for them. He's the one who gives life or takes life. That's how it was being justified yesterday.
Yeah, they were also on the other side. I think I can't remember exactly. Like maybe someone else remembers. I think Sasha made like some weird comments about genocide and the Holocaust before, so they made some bar.
Wait, you said Andrew made weird Holocaust jokes?
Sasha, I can't remember exactly, but I remember like having a neat reaction. Mentioned we had made some weird comments about genocide and Holocaust.
Well, we know like actual Holocaust deniers, so they've got to be worse than like Christian apologists for the Holocaust. I'm guessing, people who aren't motivated by what the Bible says, they just want to say, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or the numbers
So,
didn't.
I mean, is that big of a deal? Because, like, they're actually denying the deaths. It's not like they're affirming the deaths and supporting them.
Well, yeah, that would be the worst of all, I suppose. But I think denying the deaths is incredibly insidious. It's not just like a disagreement on some like empirical data. They're saying it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, that's really sad. It's really bad.
Who's Andrew most deranged about?
Jane,
Honey. Oh my
Rasco.
Sienna, not so much. He likes it. He likes Sienna.
Miko currently.
Miko is.
What are we talking about?
Who's Andrew most
deranged about? Honey's gonna be like the
Honey Badger.
Yeah, definitely.
Honey Badger is probably the main derangement candidate.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know why he gets under Andrew's skin though.
Well, because I think he's like very openly rude and hostile.
I mean, Honey's not making like intellectual, jabs. All he's saying is, oh, you Christians are so stupid. Look at these fools, so stupid because it's so silly and dumb. That's all like Honey posits anyway.
That's what annoys Andrew. It's like people in the chat saying that Christianity is stupid.
Well, yeah, but those are his
it's just like weird because he doesn't react that way to everyone who says it. It's like it's some people who he thinks he has the finger on the pulse of what their motivations are. He has deemed them very malicious.
Yeah, he's deemed them
and not in good faith, etc.
There's specific things he gets upset about, like if you say he lies, he doesn't like it.
Who's a liar? Somebody has that take. Is that
the first thing that Andrew will go for if he wants to like insult you or get back at you? Andrew would call you a liar. That is dishonest. That's a lie. It's.
And like I can call him not a Christian and he'll ignore me, but as soon as I say he's lying, he gets upset.
Very sensitive to that. I think he yearns for some kind of honest world. His ideal world is the most transparent relationship that people can have with each other.
Jesus Christ.
He has said that. That's his ideal world.
His ideal world.
You know what's another sign that like CM and Abe are like either extremely strange or like just extremely dumb? Is like they have these like long-term like I don't know, debates with like some of the dumbest people on the app. Like they have like a debate with PMARS going about like, you know, presuppositional atheism or whatever. It's like, you know, how could you have a like long-term discussion with PMARS about anything?
Well, that's hilarious.
Any conversation with PMARS is just a countdown until he drops the N-word.
So Vimar thinks that it's he's being deprived of using the N-word.
Says that.
Yeah. And his deprivation is unjust.
No, this is all just some bullshit troll though. He doesn't actually believe any of this. I think he says it because it gets him attention and it's a convenient suicide by mod.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the two reasons.
It's funny, like, wouldn't you want to stay a little longer in rooms?
Not if you're losing.
I just feel like we should give him the N-word pass. Like, you know, I don't think he's going to misuse it. You know, I think he's going to use it responsibly, judiciously.
He thinks he does have it because he knows the Wu-Tang Clan. He's grown up with it, so that's the reason he's going for, you know.
I mean, he's grown up listening to rap music like everyone.
Like everyone else. Therefore, he gets the point.
I don't know if anyone ever saw that like show, Guess the Intruder or something like that, The Odd Man Out. They had an episode where there was a guy who I think is the only white guy who can get an N-word pass. It was Guess Who's Not Black, and there was a bunch of black people, and there was one guy who was adopted as a baby in a black family and grew up in a black neighborhood without like almost seeing white people like until he was in the slave team. And like he won. They couldn't recognize. Like, they couldn't pick him out.
Was this on YouTube or something?
Yeah. Like
what's the name?
I don't know the quiz's name. Like Guess the Old Man Out. I don't know. Guess the Intruder or something like that. Type in black guys. White guy. His name is Bill.
Who is not black?
It is what?
Yeah. Like he's
it's a Jubilee thing.
So yeah, like you can watch that, Sam. I think that's the only white guy who can get like the underpass. Like he's so like like into black culture that like black people think he's black.
That was actually hilarious.
I want to see this. So
dance.
As well.
You say that black people are good dancers. You have to understand about Nargis is that she's the nicest.
I understand what you said, but
she's the most friendliest.
There's just like so
beautiful black skin. It's so enchanting.
Yes.
The sun dances off your skin. It's like a Maasai warrior.
So excited.
The curls in their hair remind you of the infinite fractals that constitute the fabric of the universe.
You fuckers. You play bastards. You have no idea, baby.
Chinedu is my favorite Nigerian.
How many do you know?
There's a lot of them.
Just Chris and Chinedu.
I gotta go with Chris just because I've known him longer.
I like Chris a lot.
There's Chris, there's Chinedu, isn't Huey or Nathan one of those two? I think Huey's an Nigerian maybe.
No, Huey is. You're right.
And then NPC is Nigerian.
But Huey is one of those people who Nigerian.
I'm sorry.
I've known you as long as Chris has.
Not with that name. You must have been called something else.
I think he should go by this name actually.
Well, you can't blame me for that.
No, I wasn't blaming you. I think I'm just being memorable.
What was your name then?
Ade. I was going by my actual name, Ade. This is not my name.
Chinedu is cooler though.
You guys just destroyed Chinedu in our last debate.
Chinedu sounds like some like Shaolin fighting style.
No, it just makes me want to sing it. Sounds too much like Xanadu.
Chinna-do, more like Chinna-don't, am I right?
Nice.
Isn't Xanadu like that alien?
That's the movie with Olivia Newton-John.
But before Xanadu was on.
No, I think it's
Xanadu.
Yeah, there's Kublai Khan
Summer Residence.
Like Coleridge, where he has this poem about like in Xanadu, I stately craft decree, blah 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 blah, and he's. But that's because did Kublai Khan have a place called Xanadu?
Xanadu did, yeah, that one.
Chinese history is fucking cool.
But, you know, the movie with Olivia Newton-John was better than the poem.
Alright, this is in Xanadu did Kublai Khan a stately pleasure chrome decree, where out the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man, down to sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground, with walls and towers, with girded ground. And there were gardens bright with sinuous rails.
We get it. You understand the reference that I made 20 minutes ago.
Beautiful.
How can you read poetry?
Mills has
do
poetry
so?
derangement. Mills has poetry derangement syndrome. That's what
I know,
what
what human being are you? How could you hate poetry? It's a good poem. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless clime, starry skies. And all that's best and dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes.
Mm. Oh yeah, but Mills, you throw me, but not her. Okay, all right, Mom.
Someone move very stamp this.
Who's Frenchie has derangement syndrome of?
Frenchie.
Yeah, she has a lot of ops, but I don't know which of hers is like the most salient.
Nero. Dino Nero.
Yeah, but they're going to debate that that's a it's not a syndrome. That's going to be their.
Yeah, like probably not fit for like a derangement syndrome type.
and then remove my syndromes also.
So that is a Sasha. Sasha derangement.
Who does Sasha hate? Who does Sasha hate?
Everyone. Sasha just hates everyone.
Who does she hate? She hates Selenia.
Yeah, that's a derangement syndrome. Yeah, that's facts.
She hates.
Sully. She also has a Sully derangement.
Tom's takes Abe. And it used to be the case that anytime Sasha joined a room with Abe announced that they were recording the room just to.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh my god.
That was hilarious.
Abe seemed to take seriously, even though obviously no real.
No, she did.
No, she did record. No, she did record.
Okay.
Yeah, she has a YouTube channel where she puts up his recordings.
Holy shit! Just to get him to leave, like, with no actual interest in the content of the recordings, right?
Well, the recordings are just like completely just small snippets of like random things he says.
Right.
And she'll just like humorously put it in some context.
Okay.
So it's not, she's not putting up like some incriminating like anything.
Can someone send me the link to the channel? This sounds.
Yes.
The funniest thing ever was like when Abe was defending himself, or defending CM, or forget whichever one of them did. Abe was defending himself and CM was defending Abe about like doxing or using Congress's real name, when like he's terrified of like even being in a room where like people are being recorded.
Let's see if I can dig that up. I don't remember what the fucking channel is.
Abe is a private person, so I can see why.
Yeah, but like but he didn't understand. Like people trying to explain to him like using Congress's real first name is like a violation. He just didn't get it.
No, but you can just easily record him even without the replay function. It's just like he's so stupid. Like if someone wanted to get him into trouble, like if he's afraid of his privacy and he thinks there's some considerable risk of his privacy being violated, the replay function is like the least of his problems. Because if someone wanted to get him into trouble, it's like a minimal amount of fucking effort to just set up a recording device and then record him anyway.
Yeah, I mean, people live stream to YouTube all the time. It could be just that. That's crazy.
Let's see.
Also, he doesn't really say anything so controversial that he should be worried about that. I mean, I know some people do.
And he doesn't.
Sam, can you play some of this? There are only 3 videos on the channel.
No, I'm friends with Abe. I don't know. I think he would.
So what?
I'm friends with Abe, so I don't want to.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It is so respectful.
I'll send the link to anyone who wants it.
Be faithful, we're not going to tell him. Just do it. Yeah, but we have the replays on. They only can say. I think it's fair to say that Bob got meat arrangement syndrome, and then he just grew out of it. He just like matured, became the same person.
This is true.
What? You guys had like beef in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have beef.
Ooh, clever.
But now we are buddies.
Sasha had beef with me in the beginning.
Really?
Who can have beef with you, man? That's why I just like.
Yeah, you're just like a thoroughly unremarkable person.
Oh.
Sweet.
How could anyone? I'm just kidding. I'll let him know.
The fact that Bob outgrew his derangement syndrome gives us hope that all of us can outgrow our derangement syndromes.
Bob is Persian. Some part of him knows.
Yeah, because
Like this part of him knows he cannot hold a grudge.
So if I can
Wait,
get you,
do Persians not hold grudges?
I don't know.
You don't fucking
Interesting.
can't be petty about these things.
It's
Heart
just
of
fucking
a
nonsense.
Persian can be seen in the Persian of the heart.
Arabs hold grudges.
Ah, I see.
Can't run empires with holding grudges with groups of people.
True.
Mark, did you receive the link to my Ape channel?
Yes, I sent it.
Comment subscribing. New content is coming soon. Gonna have a 5 subscriber special or something.
You should rename it Her Majesty.
I might copy the I might copy the Majesty of Reason new intro. That's like actually the best idea ever. I'm gonna I don't know if you guys seen Majesty of Reason new intro, but it's like truth, beauty, morality.
No.
That's all this is. That's all it is. And Catholic imagery and classical music. I'm gonna do
swear.
I'm gonna do it for Abe's archive, but it's gonna be like science. Scientific hypothesis.
Empiricism.
Peer review. It's gonna be like images.
Actually, it's funny. It's even funnier.
Richard Dawkins or something.
It's even funnier if it's just science over and over and over again.
Would you say?
You should have famous science equations popping in and out.
Science equations that like one thing switches not to.
So there was a show on MTV called The Beauty and the Geek, where they had like hot bimbos in a house with like really, really geeky autistic men. And a buddy of mine got on the show, and the way way he got on the show is they were interviewing him, and he looks around the world and the equations that are just like for the show design. He's like, these aren't real equations. This is just gibberish. And they're like, you're in. Do you have any other reality show stars? We've got Zed was on a reality show. Anyone else? Jorge, were you on like Road Rules?
Abe was on Abe's Archive. You can believe it.
Road Rules, what is that?
There was a show. There was like a show on MTV in like the early aughts of like they invented basically reality shows where it was like, this is Road Rules. I don't know how to describe it. I didn't really watch it.
No idea.
Well, Jorge, you're making a movie about, are you in the process of finishing a movie about Timothy Williamson's tetralogue? So you're not on a reality show, but you're in a movie. That's pretty cool.
This is true.
I'm some movies and shows. If
I was in
a
a Canadian TV show.
That's cool. What show?
It's called Screech Owls. It's a show about like
I didn't know the show about
hockey players. So they needed real hockey players to do the hockey scenes. So they basically got like two teams of AAA hockey players, me, our team, and another team, to like play against each other.
Oh yeah.
And the stars of the show were in the like playing against us. It was actually quite interesting.
Nice. What was the show title again?
Screech Owls.
Was that about Haiti?
Wow.
All right, concretes are good. I was a model for diapers or something when I was a young, like a toddler. So that's pretty famous right there.
That explains a lot.
I should find myself in that show, actually.
all the shows and the movies that I was an extra in were Serbian, so you wouldn't know any of them. So the only like foreign one is like when I was an extra, and I'm in the like one of the final scenes. You can see me like holding an AR-15 or whatever. It's some like American low budget like C-rated like movie that I don't even know exactly if it came out yet. So it's like,
I'm gonna make like a million accounts on IMDb just to download this movie.
yeah, we were just talking about those syndromes. And I did apply to be an extra in this new Robin Hood series. Like they shot a bunch of episodes in Serbia, but I didn't get through. Like couldn't really do like all the entire month that they wanted.
Then you should play the like evil, corrupt sheriff. Really?
Yeah, Dave, when you finally heard Garrick say, you know, in the 3rd dimension, you download it on any operating system, but in the 5th dimension, you just breathe it in like air. You're just like, what? It was one of the funniest reactions. I haven't seen him.
Wait, what was the guy's name?
Garrick.
Garrick.
G-A-R-A-K.
No. G-H-E-R-I-C.
Dave, I just remember you just being fucking totally confused with what the fuck this guy was saying.
No. He was getting
I'm watching a video on YouTube where a guy puts up a bunch of cast iron pans, and then he just puts them up, all in a row. And then he shoots at them with various firearms to see if anyone can penetrate all pans, and hit this doll behind all of them. And as I'm watching this, I was like, no woman would ever come up with the idea to do anything like this. This is like pure 100% guy-brained content. Love it.
It depends if you like guns, but I saw that too. That was funny.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Shoot it with a fucking 50 cal.
Desert Eagle.
The sexist remarks, please.
Best.
I really like the James's Tires profile picture. I don't need to change that such.
Yeah, I'm not going to. That's why I find it extra funny that he decided to fucking fuck me over. It's the most ridiculous thing I've seen.
Yes.
I found this comment. I do watch a lot of GunTube, and I found this comment describing GunTube says, "My favorite content is shoot progressively larger rounds at an armor plate or ballistic jelly, while the host Johnny McWife-Beater complains about California and tells you need to buy expensive equipment for niche scenarios."
So Sam, I don't have Zeleny derangement syndrome. You guys all have Zeleny, I don't know, acceptance syndrome. That's what's deranged.
It's called zelophilia.
I like that.
Listen, if we could just get Zeleny to speak half as long, I think we would all love Zeleny. I think it's just that sometimes he rambles a little bit, and that's Robert. I think that's.
I don't think that. I mean, maybe if we kept cutting it indefinitely, we start approaching a limit.
It's not rambling because you don't ramble incoherently. It makes everything.
Nobody really wants to hear the garbage.
It's not even garbage. It's just that you just say a
woke garbage nonsense. Zeleny probably accepts I don't even understand how does your friendship function?
For me,
you should think you're an evil racist who believes all this crazy stuff race realism, and you should think he's an evil wokey leftist who doesn't believe.
See, that shows you the power of friendship. You know what I mean? You can overcome such small petty differences. But I think the thing is woke. What's the word? Ideologically, without being woke, is the word praxeologically? He doesn't
endorse the cancel culture norms of canceling people.
He wants to put conservatives in prison. What are you talking about?
He does not want me just to be canceled because of my views. He wants to debate me out of my views as opposed to being let's silence him.
No, he doesn't. He wants to put you in prison.
He doesn't sound woke. He doesn't have a woke demeanor.
He supports
woke things.
He also supports killing dictators in foreign countries, which that's super based, and
I support Israel.
Yeah, so basically if you can think for yourself,
He's like the worst combination of views. Like, he's like
No, but Andrew supports Israel too.
He's like a retarded leftist. If like they also were pro-genocide.
I think that the question could be who is worse, Zelensky or Andrew.
Zelensky, obviously.
Andrew.
Yeah, there's
I say by far it's Andrew.
nothing to see here. That's Andrew.
Well, what do we mean by work? Do you think Zelensky will have like a retarded view on Jason Harden? And be honest with me.
Okay, that's a great question. I think he'll not be retarded on our day, but let's maybe find out. Okay, what do you think about Jason Harden as Zelensky?
I don't know who that is.
All right, well, look into the matter and then form a view, and then we'll decide if your take was.
Decide.
Yes.
To be honest with you, like outside of UK politics, that's not even a big story. And almost all like the reporting on it, where like if Zelensky goes and reads like some articles about it, it's not even like at this stage, if you haven't heard that and you go and read it, it's just like, yeah, he was like propped up, his credentials were actually like kind of doubted.
So you gotta know.
This is all just out there.
You're ruining the experiment. You have to let him decide on his own.
But I'll just say, Timothy, who is in the UK, he had the wrong opinion on it. Like me and Venus, we have to set it straight. So I don't think this is true. That's just like a typical thing.
Wait, he was wrong on our day?
Yeah, but it's going to be an exposure thing. It's like, when did you hear about this guy?
Yeah, but there's just a lot of like these crazy people like Zelensky who put out misinformation on it. Like, I don't know. It just seems like people now just have these accounts where they like literally just like make shit up. It's like your news segment of the day. Like that can just be all made up bullshit on like TikTokers.
But there's like kind of a difference between people making shit up themselves and like falling for made up bullshit. And it's like, to be honest, like, I don't know, the propaganda machine's pretty goddamn good, so like sometimes there's gonna be some made up bullshit that we all kind of fall for, right? Like,
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think there's plenty of people who would try to looking into Jason Harden and get the wrong opinion. And I think this will definitely bear out with Zelensky.
I mean, my overall opinion on that guy is it sucks that he was like propped up in the way he was when he was probably like a psychologically, troubled individual, and that like it was fucked up to put him in that position.
He's just he's just
that's probably right.
No, but he's a conscious fraud. Why are we playing the violence of this guy? He's like just a commerce.
Yeah, but like it's like basically the opportunity, like basically the reward on his fraud was like disproportionate. Basically, like most people have opportunities to be fraudsters. He was presented with like a silver platter to be like a fraudster. That's kind of, it's a little bit.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean silver platter? I'm not too familiar with all the details.
He was kind of like propped up as an academic, even though he engaged in a bunch of like plagiarism and stuff, because he was politically positioned, sort of like a DEI type situation, but like to the extreme where like a lot of people wanted to use him because he was like this good looking black guy who was like, pursuing academic, qualifications or whatever. He was basically pumped up like beyond his actual sort of genuine credentials, and like I said, did a bunch of plagiarism and stuff like this, and like he was assigned to like a bunch of like these like high level boards and stuff. Basically just because they thought he would be like advantageous to the public image, like these institutions thought that about him, and then eventually all this stuff came out about him, and I think he killed himself, right? Like something like
I really like this it's like description of this one interview with I think the president of Harvard. In our days, that he was just like, you don't have for this something. Why is black at your university?
And the whole thing is like kind of an indictment on the institutions, you know, and like their motivations.
I agree. It'd be nice for the people who tried backing them. But yeah, I think this is just like a prime example of like, yeah, this is like what happens when you do this whole like this DEI bullshit and like closing gaps or whatever. It's like you have to lower your standards, and often it was like, I don't know, like you lower them so much, people end up in like completely out of place positions.
I think that, like, I will say there's a difference between the kind of, like, what's intended by DEI or affirmative action or whatever, and, like, this type of level of shit. Like, yeah, this is, like, crazy ideological, like, taking that to the extreme kind of stuff, you know? So, yeah, I mean, obviously it makes the whole project look bad, you know? Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's how it's intended, everyone. Whether they say it or not.
Basically, like, I do think it depends on, like, where you're at and, like, what institutions you're talking about and stuff, but, like, there is, like, there are just, like, barriers to entry where I don't think it's bad to, like, do, like, what's called, like, DEI or affirmative action in this case. It's, like, I don't think it's bad, you know? But it depends, you know, it's not like an a priori truth. You know, it's like, it depends on how do you implement it, and like how extreme, like, are you going to, the fact that these people looked at him like a PR device, you know, and like for his ethnicity and his background and stuff like that, like, yeah, that is fucked up, you know, shouldn't be.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna like, I've never seen it implemented in a way where like it's like, you know, plausibly like in any way good. Just like I don't know. I mean, like unless it was like just targeting people based on like wealth or something, maybe. But like outside of that, I just think it's all like really bad.
There was stuff for me, like when I was in school, like I went to an engineering college, you know, and so it was mostly like trying to get women because like those colleges had historically been dominated by men, you know, and like I never really saw anything detrimental with respect to that, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like stuff. I think like generally how it's implemented ends up just being unfair. Like you have to give like unequal like standards of admission based on group membership. Like, I don't. Maybe in principle it could be good consequentially, but like having women join this field, I don't even like see like what the benefit is supposed to be in the first place.
The idea that like it was like culturally viewed as like a men's club, and it's kind of like, you know, there's an extent to which like once women start to get their foot in the door, then you know you're breaking this like taboo, like this thing is kind of like it. But I don't know.
I don't think it has like very much to do with like being a taboo. It's mostly explained by the fact that like women just aren't like it.
One of the things, if a woman is like, oh, what, you want to just go be around a bunch of men all the time, you know, it's like, so there's some of that where it's like, you know, you want at least a decent number of women there so that it's not like uncomfortable for them to pursue it if they're interested. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I basically just think like even if you look at these institutions, like they're fairly small. Like I remember the commencement address or whatever when we were beginning like school there was like a speaker who was like, oh, if half of you got perfect scores on the SATs, you know. And it's like, part of it is access. It's just like, if secondary education, I mean, this is the US, which is different from Europe, you know, obviously, but like, if secondary education was just like more accessible, like, it should, you know, you probably shouldn't need to have like a perfect SAT score to go to the school that I went to, but like half of my incoming class had one. And it's just like, you know, if there were more spots available, I think that would be a good thing. I think more people should be able to pursue education.
Joe Schmidt became a Christian.
A Catholic.
A Catholic.
You know, Treaty messaged me for the first time in like a year. He wanted to know how hard people were coping.
I think the cope has been.
I haven't seen that much cope on here, but people are coping on like Substack and YouTube.
Wait, does he know?
James Fodor is coping about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He cited the miracle stuff from Ethan as one of the primary directors.
Yeah, he cited the Padre Pio stuff. He said he had a 4-hour conversation with Ethan.
I'm kind of into fragrances. I might become Catholic too.
I go there.
Thank you.
That's what Philip Goff said, because Cameron Bertuzzi was like, on Twitter, was like, you need to come home to Rome, or something, to Philip Goff. And Philip Goff was like, I'm really opposed to like the anti-gay stuff, but I like the incense.
Has Joe Schmidt ever been on here?
I think the Tom crew, I think they're coping. They called him like a grifter or whatnot earlier.
I don't know if he's been on here, but he's been on this.
He creeps me out in that video where he announces his conversion. It's like,
hey guys, I've got great news. God exists. Christ is Lord. And he founded the Roman Christian Church.
Oh,
wow, guys,
for you.
And that is some pretty powerful cringe.
It was funny because Nathan Orban did a stream where he compared them to like the Heaven's Gate people. He showed these interviews with the Heaven's Gate cult where they're like, I'm just so excited about what we're about to do. So,
oh guys, I'm gonna have to be praying that these people who are accusing me of grifter see the light of reason and the beauty of God's creation and can see the truth of Catholicism, like I saw it through Ethan Muse.
I mean, I will say, like, the grifter stuff is, for me, kind of contingent on what is he going to end up doing going forward from here. Because, look, there genuinely is a network of, like, Catholic grifters that he's kind of throwing in with now. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. It could be that he turns into a huge grifter, you know?
nah. I don't know. He'll definitely turn into an even bigger cringe lord.
I don't know when he did it, but I was hearing like clips from, I think he did an interview with that Pints with Aquinas guy, whatever his name is, Matt, whatever the fuck his name is.
He's got that interview going out this week.
I heard some clips of it. I don't know if it leaked or something, but like he's sitting there going like, I know the inner workings of like the atheist mind because I was an atheist and stuff like this. And it's like, okay, well I could, you know, if he does start pushing this line a lot, like I can see it in the grift. I mean, like, what is your? Surely there's some evidence that was like awesome, that would move you, right?
say some stuff. I'm just nothing of the sort of stuff those people are pointing to.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying right now he hasn't reached grifter status. I think it's unfair to call him that right now, but you know, I'm gonna wait.
Just show I think also.
I think it's like, you know, if he switches the rhetoric up to this like hyper dismissive language about, you know, the other side and the other arguments, like somewhat similar to what Ethan has done, but you know, even I guess even more exaggerated.
I think what I'm gonna do is like debate Joe Schmidt using his using his paper about the modological argument for atheism. You know, I might be breaking that. Sorry. Yeah, I think Kitover needs to step up. You know, it's like everybody's converting to dualism and Catholicism and stuff, and Kitover is just sitting over here like, you know, doing
playing chess.
See, that's the power of the Christians. Like, they think they're like saving the world with this. So it's like, it's much harder to be like, today I'm playing chess with Sam. I'm gonna give him all my pieces as gods.
We need to get, like, it's unfortunate that Jack Angstreich, like, basically he just excoriated Matthew Adelstein, like, a couple weeks ago. And, like, of the like, horsemen of theism, he's, like, the most reasonable one, probably him and Miles, you know? So it's like, now you got Joe, Matthew Adelstein, Amos Swollen, Miles Donahue, and you know, Matthew is one of the ones who's like not like Christian or Catholic.
That's true, that's true. I mean, I wonder what Jack would say about talking to Joe. But I don't know, like, I haven't, like, Joe always has been like very mild in his debates. I want to see like how he does in his new Catholic mode.
He's too nice. Like, I don't know though. Like, I had some conversations with him about like the Bayesian arguments and stuff, and like I got him to agree that like a lot of the base of those arguments is like very hand-wavy, you know, and I don't know, like Joe seems like, you know, he's going to talk a lot about these miracle arguments and everything else, but like I think what he finds really persuasive is this like perfect being theism, elegance, you know, compactly specifiable, all the, you know, that whole list of theoretical virtues that he assigns to it. Like I think that that's really what drives him, and it just seems to me that there are like a bunch of other, you know, theistic hypotheses that are going to be just as compactly specifiable and uniform and elegant and whatnot, or like designer hypotheses or whatever. And I just never understood.
Don't involve all the miracles.
Right. Maybe we'll get like a nice, like legit UFO disclosure at some point, you know, and it'll be like, no, aliens actually are real, you know, and that'll help with the miracles bullshit.
I wish I could have like experience of like, well, like basically be in a situation where a lot of the people around me like are confidently describing as what's going on as a miracle. I feel like that would give me like a better sense of like how people approach this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with a lot of the miracle case stuff is that, like, so for the healing miracles, I find a lot of the times that, like, with the most extreme cases, the evidence about the severity of the condition prior is usually very weak. You know, so they'll try to make a really strong claim about how severe the condition was, and it'll be like, oh, there's like a doctor's note or something that says it. You know, I don't know. Like, I would just this miracle evidence to me is as much as people like talk about it, the way that they try to frame it is very strong. When I actually look into it, it's so fucking weak by my life.
I don't know. But some people have been talking about it on stuff like how that's like kind of like it's not actually like super obvious how to even do that. Like with like Emerson Green and Matthew Adelstein, the journalism stuff.
I haven't heard anything from Green in a long time. He's on some stuff?
Yeah.
Is he still doing YouTube content?
Yeah, I think so. I think he released something with Mike Huber or something.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is, but he's also like much like Matthew, like skeptical of miracles and the more religious stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I was wondering if he's still a theist or not. Because I think he like changed to being more like that later.
I don't know if you heard me say this earlier, Sasha, but it's kind of funny because I think it was the same day. It may have been a day later, but Kyle Allender, who used to go by Christian Idealism, released a video where he's like, I used to be Catholic, now I'm a Buddhist, because he converted to Buddhism. And the funny thing is that I used to talk to him all the time. He used to hang out with me in Gaspar, so I think like Gaspar, like Buddhist filled him out of Catholicism.
That's cool.
Yeah. Caleb was very let down.
I actually wonder what these people like Ethan and Renewed Joe Smith are gonna say about Buddhism. It feels like I don't know, like whenever I heard Ethan speak about Buddhism, it seemed like he was like very sympathetic to the general idea. And so it's like, I don't know. It is kind of like I don't know. I think that Buddhists and Christians, or maybe Catholics more specifically, they seem to have like the highest amount of like people who seem like disproportionately virtuous represented them in their religion. Like the same, like I don't know, enlightened Buddhists, like those feel like the best candidates for like, maybe there is something that I know with that person.
Yeah, I feel that it's like stronger with Buddhism because they have a very like lead by example sort of ethos, which like the Catholic Church, to be fair, like also has. But like the weird thing, and there's been memes about this on Substack that you may have seen, but like there's a weird thing with the Catholics where it's like they call them cradle Catholics, so like people who are raised Catholic have like a completely different ethos where it's like, yeah, you know, you help the poor, you pray in private, you know, you're humble, like all this other stuff. And then you have like a weird like Protestant converts to Catholicism who are like doing this zealous debate bro dawa shit. You know, so it's like these weird like competing ethoses or whatever within Catholicism. You know, like and it's like, you know, you just I don't know, like when I was growing up with the Catholic Church stuff, it was like 90% of it is like, you know, you're supposed to serve. You're supposed to be like a servant. You're supposed to be humble. You're not supposed to be like a evangelist debate bro. Like even priests and stuff. It was never like, oh, I'm going to debate bro you and prove you wrong. It was always like, yeah, these are good questions. Like we don't have all the answers. Like, but at the same time, like it's not about that. You know, that kind of thing. So like I don't know, it's kind of strange. Like I do grant that like there is like a very ethical kind of approach within Catholicism, but I'm not sure if these people are like reflecting.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking that like the stories of the science, for example, those feel pretty compelling. It's like, oh yeah, this person seems like they're doing something extra, and they're saying that like the drive to do it comes from the religious conviction.
I agree with you. I'm saying it comes from the ethos I'm talking about, which is often called like this cradle Catholic ethos, which is like I have nuns and priests. Like my grandfather's sister is a nun, and like almost all of her life has just been dedicated to like helping the needy and the poor. Like that's like all she does, basically, like her whole life. And it's like, yeah, that's amazing. Those types of things are great.
Is there any good? I think LibGen's not really producing like it used to. Is there any good like online free book websites like
Anna's Archive is like the go-to for everything.
What is it?
Anna's Archive.
Is it ANAS?
No, ANN''S Archive.
Oh, Anna's Archives, got it. Yeah, there's actually a book that McGregor wrote called A Comparative Study of Adjustments to Social Catastrophes in Christianity and Buddhism, the Black Death in Europe, and the Kamakura Takeover of Japan as Causes of Religious Reform.
But it's a book that like doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's like $150. Brill produced it, but it's like $150.
No, but I remember you talked about this, and then I said like, oh, this doesn't even exist. Like, I can't find it.
Yeah, I found like
it's probably a textbook cover, so that's probably why.
Probably. He's written a few books for textbooks, but I found like the ISBN number and all that stuff. It's just everywhere. I can't find it for free. I just keep finding it for like $150.
They have to keep the students who are taking that course from just getting it for free. They have to make sure they get it.
Yeah.
I found a lot of. I find a lot of textbooks pretty easily for free.
Yeah, but I think it's probably harder if it's that year. Like if it's a slightly outdated one, you're gonna be able to find it. If it's like brand new,
super long title, but it's got a really cool it sounds like it would be really interesting.
I would like to talk to Kyle Allender again though, because it's been like years since I fucking talked to that guy, and he was never like he wasn't like dumb. He was also like nice and stuff. Like I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear from him why he's a.
Yeah, he had an interesting talk with Danny on YouTube, but he doesn't really he's not really responding right now to most people. Caleb might be able to get him on.
As far as we around,
there actually won't be, because where I have an official platform, and then basically they let you borrow it, so they will make it available print disabled, and I actually have that level of access, so I can read this on their side. But that's because I made an application with them and said that reading digitally helps me because of ADHD. But I think you could actually get that yourself, because I don't think they demanded any specific medical documentation from me.
Yeah. Did you but you can't download it and send it though?
No, it's not like that.
Right, it's on the platform only. Yeah, I got it. I think I know what you're talking about. It's like the PDF version. It's you read the page by scrolling basically.
They probably need to now. Yeah, now. Your account.
Can you is there anything specific you said on your application thing? Just hey, I've got ADHD, it helps or something like that?
This is something I have ADHD, and so I find
So like basically like going through the pages manually, like really distracting, and like digital stuff really helps me focus. Which is actually kind of true. Like I actually fucking despise physical books.
Yeah. Sweet. I might do that actually. I'm usually to read it. But gotta go for dinner. Peace.
Okay.
I'm like the opposite way. I like physical.
There are like some benefits to physical books, I think, like for some studies, but yeah, I just fucking can't like. I also hate that like the book fucking like often like closes in on itself, and so it's like I have to like get in some like weird position where like I keep holding all that. So
I like navigating a book. It's like you have to start holding it a little different when you get to the end and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The nice thing about like books is I find like it's so much like for me, if I need to like flip back to a previous page like earlier in the book, it's so much easier to find stuff like that with a physical book than scrolling or whatever.
I mean, kind of. Well, I mean, it depends, I guess. I've heard that like it's easier to form like kind of like memory cues for physical books because it's like more multimodal. So it's like you have more anchors to where the specific content was because it's also like you're like getting like a specific texture, a specific way of holding the book in that position.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That was exactly what I was going to say. Like I have muscle memory with my hands is like very good for me, you know. So like I get that. Like it's like spatial awareness too. Like you play Minecraft, right? Or you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, if let's say I have the coordinates turned off and I'm just like running around like sort of loosely in Minecraft, like I can kind of subconsciously keep track of like which direction I came from. So it's similar with like books where it's like I don't even have to really pay attention, but I'll like be able to flip back to the right section just from like muscle memory.
Yeah.
Did you ever learn the Rubik's Cube or like anything?
No, I like tried it as a kid, but like I could like solve I think like 3 walls or something at some point, but I never like got to a point where I could like either by myself or like learn the method to solving it completely. And then for something like that, I mean, I'm not sure what you mean. Like something like dexterity based?
Yeah, like so.
It's not. That's a very good point. I think and if you grow up in a, let's say, Sigmund, and then you're in the city, you don't have like that kind of pride. Like, this is my house. This is my land, and look at my little piece of land, even if it's tiny. And they can do this, so the kids can get into this. They can get into this if they're in a school. Let's say all these kids. Let's say all their parents. Even if all their parents rent land, it's still cool because what the schools can do is they can get all the kids. Let's say they don't have anybody to clean that school or clean that classroom every day. At the end of that day, they give them 20 minutes to clean up their classroom, and all the students are doing that. They feel a sense of pride. This is our classroom right here. We're going to take care of that. And if some jackass throws garbage on the ground, the other student, the teacher's not going to yell at him. The other students are going to get on his ass to clean that up. So you need a little bit of sense of pride, a little territory to call your own, something to take care of. And then something also to understand, like, if I do A, B, and C will follow, That's what they do in Japan. Like all the little kids, they don't have any like a lot of the kids, let's say in Tokyo and stuff like that, they don't have their own space, but they have like pets that they take care of at school. They have gardens that they take care of at school, and usually it's rabbits, and they don't even have people that like clean the toilets or the washrooms at their schools in Japan. All the kids do all this stuff. They wash their windows, they wash the walls every day, and they also make their lunches and they serve their lunches for each other. And so they're super proud about that shit. And then when a jackass does something out of line,